Thanks, Mike. I am live here in Grant Park, which is about 1 mile away from Soldier Field, where the Packers and the Bears are going to be facing off tonight. There are thousands of people here that are taking in the festivities. And actually, for those people who couldn't get tickets today, they are going to be showing the game up on the big screen that was behind me. We are going to have a great game tonight between the Battle of the Unbeatens.
Like that.
That is awesome. I'm going to try to learn maybe one of those moves before I have to go on. I don't know if you can see it behind me, but they are all packing in because they are getting ready to watch Meek Mill. They saw Meghan Trainor earlier, and it is all part of the celebration of the NFL's 100th season. It's hard to believe it, but we are just a couple weeks away from playoff football, and this is the time when teams really want to get those wins under their belt and ride that momentum into the postseason. Thanks, Mike. Yes, I am here again inside of the Coliseum. You can see all those $150,000 renovations. They are amazing. The glass, the ice, the boards, all these people are now filing inside. The Copper Kings are #1 in the large pool at 5-0, and the Mountaineers are #1 in the small school poll at 5-0 as well. And I'm actually joined here by the head coach of the Copper Kings, Mr. John Crows. And Coach, you guys have been pretty dominant these first 5 weeks. What have you liked out of your boys so far? The Northern Michigan University women's basketball team is going dancing. Ben Roethlisberger out for the season with an elbow injury, which is not going to be good for the Steelers.
No.
And then Drew Brees, his thumb on his throwing hand, he tore a ligament there, so he's going to be out for at least 6 weeks.
Big loss for the Saints.
Luckily, neither of these teams really have to worry about it being week 5 with their records. Kingsford is 2-2 on the year so far, and Escanaba is 3-1. Playoffs? We're talking about playoffs? Yes, we are. We're a little over 30 minutes from kickoff between the Marquette Redmen and the Escanaba Eskimos. Both teams are coming off week 3 wins, and this is actually the first conference matchup for both teams this season. Now, this is a rematch of sorts because about a month ago, these two teams met in Wycon's territory, and it was a very defensive game, but the Hematites ended up coming out with the 14-0 win.
If he hit a home run.
And he hit 3, so
and he hit 3.
She should get 3 dogs, right?
Yeah, and he brought the dog out to her.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Oh, yeah.
And the weather is a little bit iffy looking right now. The wind is blowing. It might be raining. Is that going to change your game plan at all? Good evening, everyone. The 20th year of Ortashore did not disappoint this year. Like many, 2 well-known Ortashore racers sprinting all the way up to the end. So let's take a look at this scenic race that goes throughout Marquette County. This is the Hard Rock start in downtown Negaunee. Just over 650 racers taking part in this year's 48-mile race. About 8 miles in, more than 3 dozen cyclists in the first pack when going past the old Cleveland Cliffs mine shaft in Ishpeming. Fast forward to mile 17, number 10 Scotty Alba of Waterford, Michigan, and number 6 Ben Senkerek of Milwaukee led a group of 17 through the Kiwanis Club aid station. But in the end, it would be a photo finish between Cole House, the defending champion, and Brian Motter. And you can tell by the reaction, House just edges for the win by hundredths of a second. They both finish in 2 hours, 31 minutes, 25 seconds.
Brian and I have had this finish multiple times, so I knew I wasn't getting much help out of him. Brian was just waiting for the sprint. He wants some revenge there, but I think today's race was probably one of the best editions of the Ortashore so far.
That was probably the closest I've been to beating him in a straight-up sprint. I've beat him once, but it was a long attack, so it's tactical. I tried to do everything I could the last 4 miles to save energy to be able to come around him, but he's pretty strong at the finish of this race.
In addition to the Hard Rock, the Ortashore offers a Soft Rock, which is 24 miles long. Brookfield, Wisconsin's Elijah Johnson finished first in that race in 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 38.1 seconds. Golf now on our final day of the Upper Peninsula Golf Association Men's Championship. A new winner would be crowned today, and it would go down to the last few holes. The glorious Francis G. Hood Memorial Trophy. Whose name will be etched for 2019? We are going to find out. We'll pick things up at hole 15. Our leader, Wawanowin's Mark Clements, leading by 3 at this point for birdie, but he puts it left. So that gives him about a foot or so left for par, and that just won't go either. Bogey for Clements, so now he is 2 up. which opens up the door for Gladstone Golf Club's Bryce Douglas. This is his birdie putt at 15, and he makes no mistake, his third birdie on the back nine, and he's now only one shot back. Moved to 16. Clements found the sand on his third shot, so this putt is for par, and it burns the edge and won't drop. Can't seem to find his rhythm here on the back nine. His second straight bogey, which means he's now tied for the lead with Douglas. To 17 we go. The par 5, good time to make up some strokes, and Bryce Douglas looking for another birdie here from about 8 feet, and he sinks it, and he is pumped about it, as Clements would make par. So now Douglas with the one-shot lead, only one hole to go. Final hole, 18, par putt for Douglas, and that seals it. Bryce Douglas, your 2019 UPGA Men's Championship winner with a final round of 1 under 72, 284 overall, and it's been a long time coming.
I first played in men's UPs my senior year of high school, and it was at the Sault Ste. Marie. And I was just a kid, so I kind of hung around with Joe Quinn, and he was a champion back at Gladstone, and he told me about how every day he'd go and touch the trophy, and just to be able to claim that as mine for the next year is awesome.
Bryce Douglas came back from a 4-down deficit with only 8 holes to play for the championship title. Douglas currently plays golf at University of Detroit Mercy. Now to the 44th Annual Island Resort and Casino Off-Road Rumble in Bark River. Great weather, great crowd. We'll go to the Pro 2 truck race. Number 67, Corey Winter, is leading with a couple laps remaining, but he had a mechanical breakdown, and number 42, Kyle Kline of Bark River, takes the lead with number 4, Keegan Kincaid of Crandon, Wisconsin, in hot pursuit. These two veterans were neck and neck for the next 2 laps. This could have been a photo finish. However, in the last couple of turns, Kleiman is unable to hold the line due to a brake problem, and Kincaid is able to pass on the inside. Kleiman gives it one more try on the outside, trading Pate along the way, but it wouldn't be enough. Kincaid would pull away to take the checkered flag. Disappointment for the 42 Ponzi truck and local fans, but plenty of excitement.
It was a gnarly track, and it was, like Keegan said, we had this fight for survival, and it's unfortunate. I had some brake issues at the end, and I had the lead. I only had a couple corners left. I couldn't stop in time. I opened up the door, and he made a good pass. I tried to make a pass back, and I'm glad I put on a good show for the crowd, and I'm thankful for everybody that comes out. Ponzi, Kenda Tires, ATD, everybody else out there. Thank you guys so much.
In the next race, the Pro Light Truck Race, Kyle's brother, number 48, Cody Kleiman, finished a solid 3rd behind number 94, Christopher Poole-Vord, who made a late pass to sneak by number 51, Ryan Beat. Wilson's Jamie Kleikamp finished 5th in the Super Truck Stock Race. Sunday's action begins at 10 in the morning Eastern Time. Now the NASCAR Truck Series final race of the regular season, the Corrigan Oil 200. And we'll pick this one up with only 4 laps to go. On the restart, there is a huge collision. Tyler Ankrum, number 17, gets shoved from behind by the yellow truck of Matt Crafton, number 88, taking out lots of the field and requiring another restart. Final lap, final turn, and it would be Austin Hill who takes the checkered flag. Last place last week, first place this week. Austin Hill, your Corrigan Oil 200 winner. And in the MLB, Brewers just edged past the Rangers 3-2, but the Tigers blanked by the Royals 7-0. And you'll find more sports information on our website, uppermichigansource.com, and our mobile app. Megan is back after the break. If you're not first, you're last, maybe Ricky Bobby's motto, but that's not the case for one driver at Norway Speedway. Every other Friday, Pete Zarneth gets into his Wisconsin sports truck and races around the track at Norway Speedway.
I enjoy it. Usually finish last, and I tell the young guys, I said, I saw the race and I was in it. And they said, yeah, you finished last. I said, yeah, but I saw the race. I said, the guys in front don't see nothing but track.
Pretty wise words, but it makes sense. Zarneth is 87 years old. This is his 43rd year of racing, and it all started thanks to his nephew.
And there happened to be a little hobby stock for sale. And he said to me, hey, Uncle Pete, there's a hobby stock for sale. And my wife popped up and said, he'll never make a race car driver. Well, that was a challenge right there. About a week later, we had the car, and I've been racing since.
And while all this time has passed, that racing feeling never changed.
I feel the same as that, but first time I jumped in. I feel like I'm only 16, but you know, I'm a little older than that, but it's fun.
I hope I can do it that long. I don't know. My number is 70 on the truck, so if I can make it to the number on the door, that'd be all right too. I got 5 more years.
Zarneth's truck had some issues Friday night, so he wasn't able to finish the race. But you can watch the Wisconsin Sports Trucks Division every Friday at the Norway Speedway. Racing begins at 7 p.m. In 2015, Sean Wickersheim passed away in a car accident. He was a Finlandia basketball player.
He was a big part of our team. He was the heart and soul. Funniest guy you'd ever meet. Everybody loved him.
And this year at the Hematite Invitational Tournament, some of his former teammates got together to do something in his honor.
We initially entered our team name as Finlandia, just because we all went to Finlandia, but you know, we thought about it. We were in group text messaging each other, and we're like, you know, we should do something special this year. We should do something for WIC. So we decided to put his name on our jerseys.
Guys came from Lower Michigan, Wisconsin, and even Illinois just to play on Team WIC. This year's team reached the Class B quarterfinals.
Oh my God! He would have jumped on it and been here playing, so obviously, you know, nothing's gonna bring him back, but just to get the guys together, it's, you know, and to have our coach come from college, and everybody dropped everything at the drop of a hat and came, and I'm sure it would mean a lot to his family to know that we all did it.
And this won't be the last time we see Team WIC at the Hematite Invitational Tournament.
We already got guys planning next year to come from Colorado, so yeah, we'll hopefully make it a tradition and just keep playing for them.
The guy they call Foo has been a referee for 52 years.
It's exercise. You get old, you have to keep moving, and I enjoy doing this, and I get to know the youngsters coming up.
Foo began with the Nagani Invitational Tournament in 1968. He's been both tournament director and referee, and despite being in his 70s when the tournament came back this year, he wanted to be part of it again.
It's our family, and we've all been part of the NIT. I know so many people here, and I came back again this year because I think it's a great idea.
He's just that guy that all of his life is just given back and loves to be involved. He's a guy that you can always depend on.
Foo is a staple in the Nagani community. Between high school games and the NIT, he's roughed more than 5,000 games and has met a lot of people.
It's amazing. People like Troy Mattson, Kevin Luke, Mark Marana, Steve Mariucci. I refereed when they played high school ball, and look where they are now.
Foo hopes to continue to referee for as long as he's able, but he hopes more young people will follow in his footsteps.
It's a treasure because it's, you know, how many people do you know, 50 years plus of refereeing, and so that's hopefully with some of the young kids now, there'll be another Foo out there that'll kind of do that same thing, and it would be really neat.